Hello everyone, I am Armen Martirosyan, and in this video I will introduce you to Georgian polyphony roots. I have been listening to Georgian chants since I remember myself. My grandfather listened to Georgian folk music on the radio while working in his cellar. My memories of him are associated with sweet smell of brewing wine, drying birch logs and gentle, almost coming from the air, polyphonic singing. I decided to present the topic on tonal and interval issues in Georgian polyphony and would like to compare Georgian style of singing to Western European one. Polyphonic singing is largely unknown to young musicians and listeners at large. With my research, I would like to bring this hidden art of singing to light in hopes to awaken the curiosity of my peers and increase the awareness of this medieval genre. Every Georgian is familiar with traditional folk songs of their country. Georgian polyphonic singing is part of UNESCO's heritage. Traditionally, polyphonic singing was attributed to men due to patriarchal origin of the country. One of the best examples of classical Georgian polyphonic singing is song Chakrulo, which in 1977 was sent out on board of Voyager into outer space and an example of Earth's cultural heritages. Georgian polyphony originated several centuries earlier than in other European countries and is considered source of Western European polyphonic singing and direct precursor of medieval polyphonic traditions. The first recollection of Georgian chants dates back to the 9th century. Historically, they were written down by monks and passed to new generations through singing. It became an oral tradition and has been an integral part of Georgian culture for many centuries. Georgians often stress the age of their polyphonic tradition in conversation with Western musicians as a matter of national identity and pride. Georgian polyphonic scale does not use octaves and is based on fifth intervals that are not connected to each other. This is drastically different from Western European harmonic tonal rules. Songs are performed in three voices. There are three types of polyphony: complex polyphony, polyphonic dialogue, and contrasting polyphony. Polyphony is also widely used in religious chants. These chants are usually slower, softer, and are more melodical. When singers perform these chants, it seems that they are not even breathing. Polyphonic dialogue over a bass background, prevalent in the Kakheti region in western Georgia, and contrasted polyphony with three partially improvised song parts, characteristics of western Georgia. The Chakrulo song, which is sung at the ceremonies and festivals, belongs to the first category, is distinguished by its use of metaphor and the Krimanchuli performance by a male falsetto singer. Now I would like to show you an example of Chakrulo song from Georgian polyphonic singing chorus. This type of chakrulo songs are linked to the cult of the grapevine, and many date back to 9th century. The songs traditionally pervaded all areas of everyday life, ranging from work in the fields to songs carrying of illnesses and to Christmas carols. Having previously suffered the drawbacks of socialist cultural policies, traditional Georgian music is now threatened by rural exodus as well as by the increasing success of pop music. In many archives, one finds recordings of polyphonic songs from the beginning of the 20th century. These recordings are, however, not secure enough to guarantee the long-term preservation. Historically, Georgian songs were represented by a melody on a drone, in which hypothetical parallel part performed the role of another drone. The only way parallelism could have appeared would have been a parallel doubling of the short phrase melody of the chorus responding to the lead singer. Small number of such phrases must have delayed the acceptance of such parallelism. Complex octonal modulations are bases of chants, especially in western Georgia, also noted for unique cadences. For instance, chakrulo and diambego, bass drone drops tonic or third. The bass drone is the tonic, and each time the bass changes, there is a modulation. But we may not assume that the bass sometimes is on the sixth. This creates a harmonic function that is compatible to the Western European harmonic system. Bass line following the standard Western harmony 1-4-5-1 is not used in Georgian polyphony. Understanding that an interval gets its meaning from the musical context and not the tone explains complex features of Georgian polyphony. The description of tonality in a folk song will give a general idea of inconsistencies against the major, minor, or other octave-based scale concepts of Western classical music. However, when assessing different non-Western tonal systems with each other, this description model does not fit. The conclusion that Georgian polyphonic tradition has some similarities to European one comes from comparative analysis of Basque and Georgian polyphonic chants. It was noted that besides its linguistic similarities, Western European cultures such as Basque bear major influences from Georgian polyphonic singing. Also, it was noted that European functional harmony, parallel thirds and sixths has closer connection to Italian and Balkan polyphonic traditions. It should be noted that not all Georgian branches of polyphonic singing bear close traditions to European polyphonic singing, and Eastern European chants are much closer to Georgian polyphony than their counterparts in Western Europe. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I hope you learned something new about Georgian polyphonic singing.